I have returned once again today to deliver another stream of Golden Kamuy. On this stream, we are covering episode 5 of Golden Kamuy. Hopefully my sound's actually working. It is. It's working perfectly fine. So yeah, as I was saying every single week for this show so far, for the past 5 weeks, this show is legit incredible, and I hope this show continues in this vein. So if it can be the best of the year. I think episode 4 really did kind of prove the worth of both main characters. So hopefully the series does indeed continue in this vein with the main characters as well. Actually, kind of giving them time separated, actually kind of just show us how great they are, because Sugimoto himself is just so freaking cool. He just is. He's a cool man. So hopefully it does actually kind of resolve in this episode as well and see what actually happens. So without further delay, let's put on the old Twitter. I have gone live. So I've gone Golden Kamuy episode 5. And there we are. Alright, we are good to go. So I understand why Twitch doesn't actually put a notification out saying I've gone live. It's the only one that does is YouTube. I've actually just missed the whole entire thing that does actually tell you that I've gone live. I don't know. Maybe I have. Probably have, actually. Let's face it. I normally find out about things like 2 years down the line. Like, oh yeah, that's what that thing does. And then it's too late by that point. Right, anyway. Because it is really freaking hot today in England as well. God damn. Like, out of nowhere, we've had a random heat wave and everything's just kind of gotten really freaking suffocating. But anyway, enough talk. So we've taken random water breaks during the stream, which is because it's damn hot in this country. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, without further delay, let's get a show on the road. So in 3, 2, 1, let's begin this thing now. Oop, jeez. I've always said the bane of my existence is my small earlobes. So I can't actually put earphones in them properly. There is one thing he did pretty freaking damn well. He took on a CG bear. I wonder will CG bear make his return one day, because we got CG baby bear, which actually isn't CG bear just yet. So it's a point whether or not we actually will see CG bear once again. I do wish we do, because CG bear's one of the best characters the whole entire season. He's misunderstood, old CG bear. I don't like the fact no one's actually talking about this show this season, because this show is actually the best of the season. Like, people do talk about it, but it's not like it's widely talked about, which is really sad. Because again, it's legit like the best show of the whole entire season. It's one of those shows I thought to myself, okay, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be very good, but I didn't think it's gonna be this good, if you catch my drift. Because sometimes you kind of think to yourself, okay, this show will be good. But it's like, will this show be incredible? I don't know. And this show has actually surprised me. Also, one other thing about this show that I've noticed is the fact that the production value has got a lot better since episode 2. I think episode 2 was kind of the lowest point, but after that point it got a lot better. It may be one of those shows that kind of keeps its production values for like the pinnacle episodes. Oh, the way that scene was actually set up was fantastic. I didn't expect that, and just goes, a ghost. Ah, that was really good. Uh oh. 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 I mean, that was pretty impressive. The man fell off his horse and actually started running straight afterwards. it's one of the things the show does that actually haven't noted beforehand, but I thought I'd actually mention it now. It's the oh, as I was saying beforehand, one thing I noted about this show that I haven't noted beforehand is the fact that the CG is really well kind of included into the show sometimes. I mean, I guess the only time it's actually not that, it wasn't that what included was with the bear, but beforehand, but beforehand, well, afterwards, sorry, it was actually a lot better, I think. No, it actually was a lot better now, the CG. I think it's just one of those things. It's once you get used to it, it doesn't actually kind of bother you as much. In other shows, it kind of takes a lot longer, but here it's actually kind of very instant. That was pretty well done. That was pretty well done. This show is a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry. This show is a 10 out of 10. It's just this show's impossible to beat. I'm sorry. This show's so good. Man, why is this show so good? This show is legit so freaking good. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty, boys. It's happening. It's happening once again. It is happening. Oh, man. My hair... My hair's gone wild today, I think, as well. My ear just wouldn't... Oh, man. But yeah, this show is... Oh, my God. This show is so freaking good. Like, goddamn, that episode was... Oh, God, I love this show. I really do love this show. It's just, everything about it is just so freaking good. Like, you can't find one single fault with the show, because, let's face it, it has great characters, there's a great plot, the MacGuffin's not a centralized thing of the whole entire storyline. It's there, it's mentioned constantly, but it's not always driving it forward. You have good supporting characters, you've got a fleshed out world, everything's just so freaking good, and it's only 5 episodes in. It feels like the show's been running for at least maybe 2-3 cours at most when it comes to how fleshed out this world actually is, but it's only been running for 5 episodes. It's a testament to how great the writing actually is, because each part feels fleshed out to the point that you actually understand what's really going on and why the characters are fighting for this MacGuffin, and it's really, really well done. It's just one of those things that this show's got everything going for it that it has to keep going like this forever. Like, it has to. I can't see this show ever kind of dwindling in quality, because this show has just got everything I ever wanted out of it, even more so. That's the thing this show actually does. It constantly throws curveballs at you that you're constantly like, okay, that's really well done. Thank you for that. I mean, one of the things I do know about this episode, it's not like as if it matters to me too much, as I always said it. It's one of those things that you can, in theory, just have a show that doesn't actually have that great of production values sometimes, and it can still be really freaking good. I think Golden Kamuy is a testament to that, because Golden Kamuy's actual kind of production, as I said beforehand, it does tend to kind of go one or two ways. It tends to either go really freaking good in the past episodes we got, and you got this episode which kind of faltered in certain aspects. Certain shots were kind of like, okay, it's not so great, but it wasn't as if it kind of destroyed anything. The show itself and the characters themselves and the voice actors themselves bring everything to life that you just kind of get past most things, and it becomes even better experience, I think. It's one of the things that I've always said, that you can always have a show that doesn't have very great animation, but it's what kind of, you have to have something else that's bolstering it forward, actually kind of makes it seem as if it's actually kind of warranted watching it. I think the show actually has everything going for it currently, but I really did appreciate the fact that we actually got them separate. We got Aspida and Sugimoto actually separate, because as I said last week, it shows us there and then how great these characters actually are as people, actually how they actually can in theory drive a narrative forward on their own. And I think this episode's beginning and the last episode actually was a testament to that whole entire theory, because it showed it perfectly. I mean, we had 2 characters who have been together for the last 3 episodes, maybe 4 episodes. It's actually been separated, and it just showed you that these people actually can work separately. They don't have to always be together. They can in theory work kind of separately, and even when they came back together, you didn't feel as if it's actually kind of as if they actually had any time separately. They kind of just carried on. It kind of felt as if, like, okay, that's actually really well done. It actually worked really freaking damn well for that reason. You just generally didn't feel as if there was that gap, because certain shows, if they tend to kind of separate the characters, it can in theory work against it, because you always feeling as if, okay, so why aren't they together? I like them both, and I like them better when they're together. I think here, it's not that at all. It's actually working in its favour, because it just kind of allows you to see the way the characters work on their own. And I think even when they came out together, it was just really freaking neat to see them back together. But I really went back into the whole entire relationship, knowing a lot more about how these characters work, and also the resilience that Sugimoto actually does have, and the actual persistence that Aspida actually has as well. And I think it just tells you there and then how great these characters are, how fantastic they are, that they actually are some of the best of the whole entire year. I think it's just so fantastic. Especially the dynamic they share, even when the party grows bigger as well, because she'd actually joined this week as well. Like, when he joined, the dynamic just grew and grew and grew, and it worked really freaking damn well. And I thought, it's just, I don't know, everything in this show just works perfectly. Like, it just does. It's almost as if they know what they're doing, and it's kind of like, yeah, it's a shame that maybe certain things don't always mesh well together, but everything else just freaking works, and it's just really nice to see everything kind of come together from a narrative and character perspective to actually kind of make this show as great as it actually is. So really, when I think about it, the show is really freaking good. Even the supporting characters, even the characters we got to see in this episode, we got to know them there and then, why they're fighting and what they're fighting for. And it just kind of proved to you there and then, they are fleshed out. We spent maybe 10 minutes at most with these supporting characters, but in those 10 minutes, we got to know everything about them, like, in a very short time, and it worked very freaking well. I thought, okay, so we know why he's fighting, we know what he's trying to do, we know everything, and I thought it was actually really well done, and it kind of proves to us why this MacGuffin is so important, because it's actually all, because when you think about it, the MacGuffin's there, but the characters themselves kind of develop off of it, but it's not as if it's actually a centralized point, because it then tells us why it's so important without it kind of always without it being kind of told through like narration or something like that, because certain other shows might narrate the actual importance of this MacGuffin, but here it's not that at all. We kind of get it through the characters and why they're fighting for this MacGuffin, and I think it's really, 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 really well done. I think this show's just so perfect. I love it to bits. I think it's absolutely incredible so far. So I really do hope this show continues in this vein, because if it does, oh my god, it can be one of the best of the year, even the best of the year, if it continues in this vein. Like, god damn it. I just want to see the show just do it, because if it does, I'll be so freaking happy. I think it will. It's proved to me so far this show is really freaking good. So, if it does, good job. You probably are my anime of the year, because I just love this show so much. I love a good show that has a good MacGuffin in it. I do. It's one of my favourite things in the universe, when there are good MacGuffins in a show or a film or something like that, because it's actually kind of an underutilized thing nowadays. It's still there, don't get me wrong. It's like the Infinity Stones, all that kind of thing. It's not a centralized MacGuffin. It's not a MacGuffin to the extent of like a Maltese Falcon, but it's still there. But it's not kind of, you haven't got that like fantastic one. And I think this one actually is the fantastic one. So if it does just continue, yes, it will be probably anime of the year for me. So yeah, it's episode 5 done. So sorry I'm a bit late on this stream. Just today's a holiday in England, so I actually had to do a lot of things in the meantime. That's why I wasn't here. And yesterday I was actually really freaking tired. So because the hot weather just drains you of your energy, because it wasn't as if it actually kind of was gradual. It just happened out of nowhere. You're like, oh god, it's hot today. So it drained you even more. So that's why I wasn't here yesterday. So hopefully, if nothing happens tomorrow, JoJo will be out tomorrow. Wednesday we'll have Sangatsu's manga streams back. Thursday will be Blame, and then Friday will be JoJo once again. In the meantime, cover any anime I need to cover as well. So yeah, with all that said, I have indeed been the driver. If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on the old Twitch, then do leave a follow, because indeed it does help quite a bit. If you enjoyed it here on YouTube and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does help quite a bit. If you enjoyed it here on YouTube and you want to stay that ever bit longer, then do leave a sub, because indeed it does help quite a bit. But until tomorrow with JoJo and possibly episode 4 of Standard Zero, so we're all caught up for Wednesday's episode, I will see you guys then. Bye for now.